today we are here to practice the hammy spins. And so with that, I think one thing that I will practice first is just getting a feel of what it's like to be upside down. And I haven't really been doing a lot of that because I just have a fear of putting my quad in an inverted position. And really that's probably because I'm just not familiar with how much time I have, or at least when I go do it on the whoops, it feels like I have no time at all. So we'll be practicing throttle punch upside down, and then just getting comfortable with that motion. Yeah. So throttle punch upside down. Ooh, flip over. See, like I had like another 2 seconds there, but I freaked out and I flipped myself back over. Nice. There's so much time, as you can see. Like, you really do, at least on a 3-inch, like, have all the time in the world. When you're flying in open air like this, obviously it'll be a different case. Like, for instance, if I was in this playground here and I don't know, I want to do a hammy spin after I power loop this or something, then you're gonna need to consider that you are way closer to the ground. But why don't we do that here? We're close to the ground now. Flip. Even then, like, at least 2 seconds, right? 1, 2. Yeah, I think I have like 2 seconds. I guess I should also practice flipping the other way. Doing a backflip is, I find, harder than a front flip for the way I hold the controller. The other thing, the flip itself is kind of important because you want to make sure that the horizon stays level, but level in the sense that it's level with your camera angle. So that really level is determined by what angle you use on the camera. And I think I have a decently, maybe not aggressive, but like a 20 degree angle on here, maybe 25. So like, you know, you got to make sure that you maintain that when you flip, which I think is just muscle memory, because maybe that's another thing we can practice, just like slow flips. Oh, that feels so awkward. But yeah, practice like slow, find that angle. Actually, maybe this is the way. Look at that. Like, that was kind of clean. No, I'm already back to my old ways of flipping fast. So much time. It's great. Actually, I'm low on battery here, so okay. I'm gonna swap out this battery and then put in another to practice some more. I'm ready. So this is about 5 minutes of flight time. All right, got another pack ready to go. Start her up.
Telemetry recovered. Launch control active.
All right. Yeah, so, you know, repetition. Ooh, that looks cool, right? Yeah, looking clean. Repetition really helps here. Overcoming fear leads to growth. At least that's what my life coach says. The one session that I had ever in my life. That was nice and slow. I guess, yeah, like you should be tracking an object so that you know when you completed the 360. For instance, when I went upside down, I was trying to track that pool. Easier said than done though. Like when you're upside down, you know, you kind of lose that sense of, the fear takes over, right? And you have other things on your mind, like when am I gonna hit the ground? So that's what happens when you don't line up the horizon correctly when you're upside down, because then you won't get that perfect looking yaw spin. So you really have to like start practicing to see how much input you need to go into an actual inversion where you get a flat out ham. And again, I guess I'm missing the steps too, which is like pop the trigger, pop the throttle. So you get some height, flip, and spin. And there. Now we're lined up with that again. That pool. Yeah, I'm ultimately what I want to do is, you know, the actual do a Barani. You have an object, do a power loop, the half of a power loop, and then while you're at the top of it, you do a 180 yaw spin, a 180 ham, and then since you're gonna be now backwards to the object, you pitch back up and then go under it, just like completing a Matty flip. Visually, it makes way more sense than it does trying to explain it. So I'll try to do it in open air. This is my first attempt at it, ever. I haven't even tried to do it in the sim, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so we would go upside down, and then Matty through whatever object it is that we're doing. Obviously in open air, it looks really shitty because there is no point of reference of what I'm doing, but it's gonna have to be this way for a bit so that I can get the muscle memory down, and then one day we'll try to pull it off on, you know, an actual obstacle, like something like this, maybe, I don't know, where we actually power loop through. So yeah, I'm gonna try that motion again, upside down, 180, and then back through. That was sloppy as heck and will not fly in a trick, but it's kind of the state we're at. Messy. You know, you gotta break it up in chunks, and you gotta like maybe perfect that yaw 180 first. And there's a dog that is just coming over. I'm feeling paranoid. I'll fly over here instead. Okay, so 180 yaw. That's what a 180 yaw feels like to me. What was it, 180? How about we like try to line something up instead? We line up this post. We should return to that post. Did we? No, we didn't. See, so we overshot. So we need to practice again. There, is that it? No, we overshot it again. So I don't even know what a 180 yaw feels like. I know how to do the 360, but I'm gonna have to practice the 180s. Okay, so line up this goalpost, flip, and we're back. Yeah, that's what a 180 feels like. Same with this side. Oh no, too low. That doggo is having so much fun running back and forth. Now I gotta stay on this side. What inspired me to come out here and do this is just, yeah, the Barani is a trick that I've always wanted to try out, just because I like saying the word Barani, and I think it would be nice to have in the repertoire. You know, it's a combination of two different tricks, and I think those two tricks flow nicely in a Sbang like style, because you're constantly have to do shit anyways. So if you're spinning and then adding in like a Matty at the end, I'm pretty sure I can somehow make that flow properly. That's the intent, at least. Don't know if that'll work in practice. And oh, I think I want to change out this battery now, so we're gonna do that. Okay, and we're back. Let's continue the training. Again, I think my weakness, or where I'm having issues, is perfecting the 180. There, that's a 180, right? Yep. Let's do it again. No, that was a bad yaw spin. And again, it's finding that level horizon is the trickiest part of it. I overspun again. It's so funny. It's way less spin than I need. So, you know, like, that's a good thing, because when I go do the real thing, then I don't have to freak out about not having enough time, because the 180 comes faster than I thought it would. Oh, what is that? What are you doing? Jesus. All right. Sorry, my mind was drifting. Yes, just fly. Okay, let's go. Flip. Was that 180? That was 180, right? I mean, if it was truly 180, I would, yes, be in the same flying in the same path. So that's an easier way to do it. So like if I just keep flying in a straight line and then I throw in that flip 180, I should just keep heading in the same direction. No. No. Yes? This training session is going to shit fast. I think I'm starting to lose focus. I'm constantly thinking about, is there another dog that's in this field, and if they're running around unleashed, because the last thing I would want is to hurt a puppy. Fuck. Okay, yo, I'm getting the motion there, like, that was it. It's almost like a, feels like doing like a juicy flick almost. I think after this battery I might just give myself a free-form flight so I can just like let my brain do its thing and kind of process everything we've been learning, because that's kind of important at times. You gotta remember that you want to have fun, right? All right, got in a for fun pack, and this is just gonna be flying around.
Telemetry connected. Launch control active.
Yeah, so I'm actually coming up to a year since I first started FPV, and like, I think the biggest surprise for me is not really the progression, because while that's fun and all, I think the biggest surprise for me is just the community, especially the folks I'm meeting on YouTube. Like, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my stuff, and like, I really dig all the stuff you put out as well. Just, it's been a blast learning together, and you know, it's fun to watch other people enjoy the hobby as well, and maybe not without that emphasis of consumerism entering the mix, because I noticed, at least on YouTube, like, the algorithm really wants to push me towards selling products or getting people interested in purchasing, or at least that seems like it's the ultimate goal. And I'm just making shit I like ignoring. I don't even check out the stats, other than, I guess, you can't really ignore the views that you see or the likes or whatnot, but I just make stuff that, I don't know, just is a form of expression, and I'm having fun expressing myself and having a lot of fun seeing other people do the same, and also just people engaging in the stuff that I create. So it's kind of neat. Anyways, this flying session is not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Am I having fun still? Hell yeah. Lots of fun. That's why I'm out here early in the morning. Hands are freezing right now. Our temperatures have dropped back to single digits for some odd reason. And yeah, no, I'm loving it, guys. Yeah, this is my hobby. Oh, look at this. Can you imagine a tiny whoop here? This would be where I could practice the Barani. Maybe I'll come back one day with my tiny whoop, though there are other playgrounds I could use, not just all the way out here. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Right, 1 year. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching.